Okay. Hello, one, all, three, four, all of you, everybody, everybody. Yeah,
Rock your body.
Need some Trekyards.
Yeah.
In their live streaming week. Yeah. And if it's just us you listen to, then hello. If it's not, then you've got good choices in keeping us at your... Anyway, hi.
Hi. How you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah.
We are back to swear.
Trekyards back. All right.
See? Love it.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
We're swearing. Not swearing, swearing. SW. And in fact, Stuart, this is actually really well timed. Because happy 25th anniversary to The Phantom Menace.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing a whole re-release. They've already made $3 million in the re-release. And yeah, awesome. And so this is well timed. Wasn't intentional and it's not that important, but here we are to celebrate at least 1-3. And in fact, a lot of the ships are in that film. Are in this, like, they introduced a lot of ships. So, what are we doing today, Stuart?
We're ranking Star Wars ships, in case you can tell.
Yes.
Specifically, the prequels.
Slash
Star
Clone
Wars
Wars.
prequel ships. Yeah.
Yeah, anything in that early era. Now, a couple of these ships did, you know, continue into older eras, and we have included the Slave One again because, of course, it was in very much in both. But I think that's fair. I think that's definitely fair.
Yeah.
And a very different set of ship designs to the last one, which we looked at the original series and TV shows, because of course it lost us taking part in the era. This kind of stopped and started with the prequels and the Clone Wars. Unlike, well, it was still better than the sequels that kind of had, and then done. They only had a couple of ships, so a lot of varied designs of this one. Do you guys have distinct opinions? We'll find out. I'm going to start sharing.
Go for it. 18 people here, 15 likes. That's pretty good, guys. Hit that like button if you're just joining us, though. We'd really appreciate that. And we want you guys to play a part here. We do have this is a community list first and foremost, and then at the end, Sam and I tweak it to where we think it should be if we disagree. Now, if you guys disagree, you can super chat in $5 to move one ship up or down a tier. If you don't agree with it, if it's one of your favorite ships and we didn't place it high enough, you can bump those. So consider that as well. Also, just super chat in any amount to just kind of chat and support the channel. We'd appreciate that also. But these are always fun to do, and we look forward to them. So please consider helping us out. Also, don't forget there is a join button down there. You can join the channel, or you can head on over to Patreon/Trekyards as another way to join. Those are also like a monthly subscription thing, and we appreciate those as well. Anything you guys can do to help out is really appreciated. So that's awesome. And there's also links down below to the Teespring and the TeePublic store, where you guys can get yourself some cool Trekyards merch. And that would be awesome to see you guys wearing that at conventions and whatnot. So by all means, consider joining and helping out the channel any way you can. Or buying merchandise, or, you know, doing any of the things. There's a lot of things you can do to support us and help us, and we really appreciate it. But just being here is a big deal. Also, like I said, hitting that like button. Easy, simple, anyone can do it. Even you. I didn't mean to insult anybody there. Anyway, yes, so this will be an interesting one. Classic for real, $2. Yesterday was my birthday, so here's something. Well, happy birthday, Classic for real. Much appreciated.
Everybody,
Spam joining
chat.
us today.
Happy birthday. That's
Yesterday
amazing.
was also Matt Boardman's birthday.
Yes.
So.
The famous. I don't think he's here because he's too cool for school. But if you are here, then of course, raise up and say hello. But happy birthday to Matt and happy birthday to Classic for real.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right. Oh, Classic for real gifted 5 Trekyards membership for his birthday. There you go. So I'd like to welcome SVX314, Sabertooth Raptor,
Ooh.
Marco,
That's a hell of a name.
Jamie Somerville, Wolf Kinder 3, and Shay Locomotive Productions. Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
You get a free membership for a month.
Yes.
Head on over to the Discord and check that out and see what it's all about.
And there'll be a fleet video alteration probably after this next batch of Discovery content.
Yeah, they'll have to be now.
Well, indeed. Twitter, I hope you're excited about.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So prequels.
Prequels. How do you
You're
feel
excited?
about prequels?
They're all right. I'm a classic trilogy guy. I know a lot of people really appreciate the prequels now that they're older. Like it was their Star Wars when they were kids, so it's a little bit of a different feeling for them. I mean, it still had George Lucas on it. You can tell that was George Lucas was involved, which was nice. And yeah, I mean, there's some interesting designs for sure, but I don't feel as deeply about it as a lot of people do. Let's put it that way. How about you? How do you feel about the prequels being a younger folk?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not sure it's necessarily because they're older who'll like them more. I think it's because they've seen what the sequels are and they appreciate these for what they were. Flawed.
A lot of people grew up with it too, so you can definitely see that kind of vibe going on with the appreciation for them.
Well, indeed, but you know, I think just because it's nostalgic shouldn't stop you from seeing the problems. And there's certain, and you know, it's hard to just make them watch the sand scene and not appreciate its terrible dialogue. Like it's not debatably bad dialogue, right? It's fun dialogue, but it's bad dialogue. Like it's bad movie level. It's not really like that's just a look. Here it is, etc. etc. So I think that's more why the prequels are appreciated more, because they're a weird version of Star Wars, but they're at least true to what the vision was. And design wise, I mean, the art design in prequels is phenomenal. I mean, George and most of his team, of course, they designed it all. I mean, just this spectrum of things by itself, the four here, are all super varied, yeah, super consistent. They have to both link to the original Star Wars, but be sort of the equivalent of unlimited budget in terms of, you know, we're not fighting an empire that has all the resources. We have a giant government. We have a giant fighting force. Like, we can do whatever we want. You know, they had a lot of difficulty in yet maintaining at least the universe while still being brand new, and I think some really fun designs came out. With, of course, the invention of CG, like proper computer graphics, they could model to the heart's content. But for the most part, they built a lot of these stuff, a lot of them in one way or another, as some practical elements. They had to do some consideration. You know, the Jedi fighter, there's a full practical version to film in, so they still, you know, had to think a little bit practically because they built it as well.
Yeah.
Very interesting era. Far less kitbashy, because they could just build new things. And George had more money, but also less detailed because they weren't miniatures. But also that detail is just, you know, here is a train part, glue. Here is a roller skate, glue. You know, it's detail versus this is all more intentional detail, right?
I suppose so. Olivia, though, is here with $5. I'm here to watch the hosts fight over stars. Go Foley. I want the North Star. I claim it now.
Okay, I'll take Orion's belt. I've always liked Orion's belt.
You can't have that's like multiple stars.
Yep,
3 stars.
Claimed.
No,
We're warring.
we're gonna fight over it.
Warring. I wore you.
Kyle Wong.
Oh,
£5.
Kai.
More Star Wars stuff. Happy face. Yes.
That is how you get it, Kai. That is how you get it. Now, okay. Oh, I've had to ask a question. I could just do a poll of it. Just do it. You idiot.
Yes. Do a poll of it. You idiot. You said it. I didn't. Anyway, 21 likes. 31 of you here. That's awesome, guys. Hit that like button though. Get those likes up to 30, and stop the war amongst the stars. Yes. So yeah, this will be an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see how it relates to the classic one we did, small ships and fighters, basically. So it's not as many for this one, I don't think, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, but it's not 9
TIE.
TIE fighters with the same ball.
It's true.
So.
Yeah. So, anywho's, hit the like button if you're just joining us. If you like Star Wars and want more Star Wars content, let us know in the comments. And, you know, there's a lot more Star Wars stuff we can do. We do love Star Wars as well. So, you should be fighting over Wolf 359 as Trekkies. Yes, I want Wolf 359. There you go. Claimed it. I got the 2 best stars. Oh, and Sirius. I want Sirius as well. Just saying. Oh, and our son, even though it's being a little bit of a bitch right now. Anyhow, it's fine. So.
Okay, I had to change the wording a few times to get the text in, so hopefully that works.
Okay, so the poll is up. Go vote on it. Do you think the prequels were always bad, always good, good compared to the sequels, or better with time they improved? Perfect.
Because of course the movies didn't change, but people's opinions on them can change. Certainly, like our feelings on the Discovery Klingons have changed a bit because the shock value is worn off. You know.
Yeah.
So, once it's part of pop culture history, it's hard to feel the same visceral reaction to you guys butchered the whatever. And this is obviously a relative thing. So I would say good compared to the sequels because that is the overriding feeling I have. So it's more the overall feeling. I'm very summarized, but putting your thoughts there.
And Eric Martin is here, and he says, "I'm still alive and kicking. Good. Glad you're home and
Good.
feeling better."
Yes, that's very happy to hear.
Kyle Wong, 2 pounds.
Ooh.
SG1, Battlestar, and Buck Rogers.
Hi.
Those are what you want to see? We cover all those as well. We love those also.
I mean, certainly ranking Stargate designs would be pretty incredible. Got a lot of good ships. Battlestar, a lot of, yeah, there's a good amount. A lot of random ones, but yeah, I don't think Buck Rogers has many, but, I could be wrong.
Yeah, there's not a lot for Buck Rogers, but...
Okay,
Anywho.
Where are we going first, Stuart?
We will go with this one. I just grabbed one. I don't know.
This is the... some of these are obviously in the cartoon series. This is one of them. This is Palpatine's personal craft when he was good guy before bad guy.
It's kind of cool. I do like this one. Always kind of have. It's just got a nice profile. It's got a nice look to it, and I appreciate the simplicity of it. You can see it's like a prequel to, made by the same company, the Tidarium shuttle and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely a neat looking craft for sure. I approve.
Now, I know I said a minute ago that they have more deliberate details, but this is a cartoon ship, so you can see those wings are just made of like 6 boxes, right? It's a cartoon ship, right? It's a slightly different standard. Yeah, I think that blockiness is because of that. So I'm taking a look at the design around that. Definitely smaller. This actually feels like a proper shuttle because I feel like I can see inside the ball and it's like that's a guy, and then he walks to the back and he lands, whatever. It feels awkward because the shapes are so different. You've got the beautiful curve of the ball, the pointiness of the wings, and the hardness of the body. But its disparity works well. It's a prototype. Palpatine said, "Hey, I need a really fast personal shuttle." They're like, this is almost okay. Got it. It's like it's not ready yet. Yeah, it's close enough. And then they iterate on it. So I think that's what I'm getting from it. And I also see the front bit as a separate life pod. That's why it's so differently shaped. It does different things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. But I think it is a bit clunky. It's not McClunky, but it is clunky.
I was gonna ask if it was McClunky.
My gut says C. Where would you be?
I was thinking C or low B. Yeah.
Yeah. I think contrast. This might change after the fact, but I think C is decent, but it's not quite hitting everything. And there is another one that's similar to this, the later version. So we'll see there where that fits. And guys, as you know, super chat $5 for us to change placements and have our community ranking. We actually want to know your thoughts.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up is one that's very similar.
There you go. This is the Mark II, the one at the end of Revenge of the Sith that picks them up. Clearly, the Imperialness has started.
Yeah. Before we get into talking about it, though, Mark Lawrence, $5. The people that said Star Trek is boring tend to be the same ones that used to say that the Star Wars Prequel trilogy was boring or bad. Not all, but a majority. Interesting.
Even though there is more wars in the Star Wars prequels.
Yes.
Probably. I don't know.
And Olivia, $10.
I'll
Does
take it.
living under a king make you sad? Do you want to do something about it? Help Captain Foley.
That's
Help spread manage democracy as he plays Helldivers on his personal Captain Foley channel.
That's
Liberty,
a good plug.
Democracy.
That's a good plug.
Yeah.
And guys, there will be a. I think we're doing some Helldivers stuff, assuming our new show idea kicks off. We have ideas. So Stuart's doing his research, his careful research, week after week.
Yep, I'm looking at armor penetration and.
Of course you are.
You know.
Barrel checker. Wah, wah.
Anywho's this one. You want to talk about this one first?
I actually like this one. It's obviously like 70% sleeker. I do think the top spy blade being so short is weird, but of course, if you had done it fully, it would have been just whatever. It's both more curved and more rustic than the Tiberium, but I like it more. It feels more cohesive as a piece. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it better than the last one we just looked at. Although that top fin has always bothered me. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I love all the shapes here. It's quite aggressive looking, and yeah, it looks good in motion, slicing through the air.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, the top thing kind of bothers me a little bit.
I
would have preferred.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I would have preferred like the one that we just looked at, kind of that fin.
The balanced nature of it, yeah.
But yeah.
See, I feel like this. It doesn't do this, but I feel like if this one had so as it put the wings up at the top, the side wings, sorry, they like concertinaed in to meet with a spire at the top to compact space, then I'd understand the shape combination.
Yeah.
But it seems like a waste of space or a waste of not space. But it's supposed to be different, right? I just don't know what the fin's meant to do. But I do like it more than the other one. It's more cohesive. But I also can't compare it to the best Tiberium shuttle. Like, that just wins. It's on its own merits, right? Where's your gut for this one?
B.
Yeah.
B at least. It could be better with the top fin alterations, but it is better than the one we just looked at in certain ways.
Yeah, I'd say mid B, sort of average B. It just feels cohesive. And certainly the grey does help with the imperialness. I feel the Empire all over this one. Hey, Terrence, good to see you.
You feel the Empire what over this one?
The colour scheme, etc.
I know. I'm just...
The Federation has better looking ships. Yes, it does. But different, right? They're all different.
Yep. All right.
Classic. Dear me, our audience. And vote the poll. We have 21 votes. Very interesting reaction.
All right. Next up is original Slave One.
Yes.
Jango Fett's version.
Blue and
different
green.
color scheme. It's supposed to be the same ship, I think, just repainted by Boba.
Yep.
And of course, this is when we saw the sonic charges. Like, that's just epic. And to see it actually, it is the fire spray, but it is also Slave One doing the ducking and weaving through asteroids and shooting. It was actually, I never imagined this thing as being very nimble, but to see it actually doing what it's always been able to do, but actually see it realized was pretty awesome. So got to take that into account for this one.
Yeah, so now we look at the other one. Which paint scheme do you prefer and why?
I like them both for different reasons, but I think Boba's looks better just because it's the one that's etched in my brain for my entire life. But yeah, I mean, both the paint schemes are fine, honestly. But I would prefer the Boba Fett one, just newly painted, not so scuffed up.
Okay. Unscuffed scuff painting. Painting. I think I slightly prefer the blue because it looks a bit more professional. The green is very bold on the normal one, but like I said, both for different reasons. I think they'll basically have the exact same model, which is no shade. It's a very good ship. I think we pretty sure we have an S last time. It should still be an S in this listing because it is a gorgeous design, and it is a ship of the prequel era, so we couldn't not include it. But I think of the prequel eras, it is still an S tier because it is very nice. And of course, they had to build all the miniature parts, so it's actually very well detailed because miniature parts as well. just in CG now.
Yeah.
And yeah, the sonic bombs by themselves get points because that was a very, very good sound design. Like
yes, it's orgasmic. It tells you what.
Just so good.
All right. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. The Naboo Starfighter.
It's classic configuration.
I was never a fan of these, and the reason I'm not a fan of these, like I love the Art Deco design. I love the sleekness. I love how aerodynamic this thing is. It is, mwah. But the thing that really took me out of it was R2 getting up in there, and there's no room for his legs or his body. And if you look at cutaways of the thing, it's like as the dome detaches, the body lays like sideways, and it's kind of stupid. So when I saw R2 get into it and his dome pop out the top, I was like, none of that makes any sense. So right away it took me out of it. And then to have Anakin like, woohoo, wee, yeah, woo, spinning's a good trick, through the Federation ships up in space was just, it kind of like just gave me a sour taste. And then we got the N64 game where you could fly this thing, and it was pretty cool. I don't like, when I first saw them, I liked the look, but I didn't. It's all the things around it that kind of ruined it for me. And now that it's in Book of Boba Fett, I mean, I kind of like his a little bit better, but at the same time, this is like the original sleek design, plus the paint job's really good. It's a tough one for me because I like it, but I don't like it. How about you?
I mean, it's not often you can make a bright yellow and chrome paint job work.
Yeah.
That somehow they do. This is, I think, I mean, it's sort of the Rick Sternberg style of pointy, but it isn't for the sake of it. It has a really nice flow to it, having the points that do something with the tail one being really long, but it bounces out really well. It is a very much a sharp starfighter. Now, it is obviously not exactly on par with other stuff, especially from the last list, because it isn't a multi-planetary assault craft. This is exclusively a in-atmosphere home defense craft. No hyperdrive, no long-range systems. Cannons are limited to just stuff that you can deal with in atmosphere. So it is a slightly different. So it's more of an enhanced speeder, right? In terms of like, which I guess probably means why it's so maneuverable and fast, because it doesn't need anything else. It can put everything into its engines. And obviously, I mean atmosphere, including the bit around space. Like, it's never going to go outside of a space system. Like, it's a short-range fighter, so it does a different thing. But it is, I think, really, really nice. And it's also very simple. I mean, the shapes aren't simple. There's a lot of curves. To model this would be a bitch. But if you break down what the shapes, the idea of the shapes is very, very simple. I did have a toy when I was young. I remember the back fin was very movable. Very, very, very this sort of plastic.
Kind of rubbery,
yeah.
I had one too, where it's kind of always angled up a little bit, and it bothered me, and I was trying to fix it.
But the metal one I have from the collection is very nice. This for me is a really high one because it just is a beautiful looking ship. Does it look Star Wars? Who the hell knows, right? It's just it's a Nabooian, planetary defense craft. It's not anything else. And yes, the fact that I believe R2's head detaches and goes up is odd.
Yes.
But they're robots. They do their own thing. For me, this would be a high A because I think stylistically, it's so damn stylistic.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree because it is iconic and it is
pretty.
It's kind of, yeah, that and the chrome one, the chrome one that the Queen arrives on, set a standard like we first saw when we watched the prequel. It's like, oh, those are so recognizable, and as soon as you see them, you instantly think of everything in that movie, right? So yeah, 100% best here.
It would have been nice to have seen. I think there was a bit in Clone Wars with it, but it would be nice if they were seen in a meaningful fight. Because all we ever saw was the kid flying it, and it's entirely a joke, stupid scene, right? It's played for jokes. But I say saw an actual proper, serious one.
Yeah.
And no hyperdrive? Yes. How do they escort the same ship to Coruscant? Yeah, hyperspace ring.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jedi don't have hyperspace in their craft, and they use a ring. Lots of things for his ring. Pretty standard. Especially the pod racer. Yeah, it is. Vibe-wise, it's very similar. And that must have been a stylistic link choice to connect the two, even being yellow.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I didn't necessarily thought of until now. But, yeah. The gunship. I love this one, Stuart. It's a beautiful shape. It's decked out with guns. Oh my goodness. It has 2 different either side laser beam turrets. 1 automated, 1 manned. 2 forward normal cannons. And rockets in the nipple top things, which you assume are engines, but they're not. They're missile launchers, which is a lovely way of saying they're not engines. We don't need engines. We just need a flying thing. Plus it launches. Plus it drops troops, and can also drop. Obviously, if you just cut the bottom bit, it can do craft. Super original, super different, very powerful. And I'll always remember them showing up in the movie the first time being a great design, doing all the damage in the world, and kind of thinking, where the hell were these in the original series? Like, why can't you deck one thing out with 9 weapons? It's very effective. Lasers. Bzzz. Hey, we killed 5 droids. No one uses lasers. Laser beams. Really useful. Really cool.
I never really liked these.
I know.
Still don't. There's too many bubbles just slapped onto it. I wish those were kind of gone. I think it would have been much better design that way. It does remind me very much of like the Huey chopper from Vietnam, though, with the big open door at the side and just troops getting in and out. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of these. I'm not going to give this an S tier. That's for damn sure. Where do you think it should go, though, for your love of it?
Good question. Because I might go on sexiness. Oh wait, where'd you put the? Wait, did you put the Naboo in S? I said A.
No, it was S tier.
Oh, you overrode me. Okay. Oh damn. Well, there you go.
Well, you say pick a ship from Phantom Menace. You're either going to go with that one or the
Okay.
Queen's.
Oh, I didn't see you do that. Okay. No, this one, like, it's so unique, it's so powerful. I mean, I would say a high A because it's not, even though it's bulbous, it's also a sexy bulbous. Like, it's so much form follows function and also style. But it has some oddities, but it is like all the things, and it can, like, it's a one-man band, right?
Yeah, and it reminded me of something, but I couldn't place it. Gorgonzola nails it. It's George's equivalent to the M24 Hind helicopter.
Yeah.
It's exactly as ugly, yes. Although those helicopters are very unique. Okay. So you want to put an A?
High A, yeah.
Okay.
It's got all the
I
personality.
will. Yeah, because these are very prominent in Clone Wars. If you ask somebody what Clone Wars ship, they would probably say
Yep.
this is one of them. So yeah.
Well, like I say, one ship that defines each film. Naboo is Phantom Menace. This one's Attack of the Clones, and the yellow Starfighter attack Jello one is Revenge of the Sith. No question. Each one has a movie. That's the one of the film.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. So guys, hit the like button. 37 if you're here. 29 likes. That's pretty good, but we can do better. I want to get to at least 30. One more person. Hit that like button. Vote in the poll. We have 34 votes. I want to get those that higher. And let's see what's next. And if you don't agree with anything, you can bump it with the $5 super chat, as you guys know. Because this is first and foremost a community list ranking, and then Sam and I at the end will do our final tweaks if we see fit. So. If you want your voice heard and your opinion out there, now's the time.
Encourage you to tell us we're wrong. We'll take it, and then we change it later. But we take 2 from pictures for community and for us.
All right. And Jason, the X-Wing isn't in this list. It's not a prequel ship. Jason's like, X-Wing, S tier. Go back and watch our live from last week. You'll be very happy. All right, so here is the Queen's Cruiser, I guess. This was fantastic to see. Very much like a 1920s, 1930s retro styling, like a hood ornament. And even the chrome, which I thought was an interesting choice, really showed off the CG, I guess. But it was very much this is a really, really cool ship. And I love that the Naboo fighters kind of follow this line and they have a unified look to their fleet. I think it's fantastic. So this is really great. The interior is a little bland in some areas, but also this is the first time we see what astromech droids are actually capable of. Going out on the hull and repairing
Designed
stuff
for, yeah.
and like magnetized to the hull. That was really amazing. So yeah, this one really stands out. And like I said, when you say the Phantom Menace to me and you ask about a ship, this one is instantly the one that pops into my head, or the Naboo starfighter. So definitely a standout, and quite, even the landing gear, the way the landing gear come down and they're kind of like a strange shape. Yeah, these are fantastic. How's about yous?
I don't really like this one.
Really?
Yeah, it's really plain. For me personally, it's kind of one-dimensional. It's just a pointy thing with some engines attached. I much prefer the second film. It has a lot of style. Yes, this is iconic in the film, but it's not because I like the design. It's just too basic. The chrome's nice, but for me, it's too basic a design. But it is literally a fancy yacht.
Yes.
It's fancy. It's rich. But
it's
to
not
me,
a fighter, but
yeah. But it's also, I mean, it's hardly even design. You know, it's just some curves and some engines, right? So I wouldn't give this any higher than a C personally for the design. I just don't think it's particularly interesting. That's just me. Yep.
I'd probably give this an A personally.
Oh, there you go, guys. Now we definitely need you guys to throw in and settle this bet.
A or a C or whatever.
Or whatever you
You can put in a B if you want to equal it out, but because that's what we're gonna have to do if we have to compromise.
Yes, Shannon. Because there's a giant ring network in orbit of Coruscant, so you just ring in, ring out.
Yeah.
And also ships can't hyperspace, so you just.
Yeah, and Trekker, this is styled after the SR-71 Blackbird.
Yep, it's very literal, as the other one of the other thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it is odd how uninteresting the interiors were. I know it's supposed to be a yacht, but it's just so bland.
Yeah, I agree.
But the scene in the asterisk is amazing, but then also the pacing of that scene's terrible, and how are they taking all the fire from all the ships successfully? Why not being hit by fighters? I mean, they're being allowed to escape, I guess, but like it's just a weird scene. And then every asteroid dies in one after another. They can't hit the hull. It's like it's a broken scene structurally, except the cool factor. But they're also trying to let them escape. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, what a big hyperspace. Just in a giant room, just like. And it also reminds me of that it should have been Obi-Wan that went to meet, his future friend and apprentice and then future nemesis. Have Qui-Gon stay with the ship and deal with the Queen, like so many issues with this, like the sequence on Tatooine. I just think, George is better at storytelling and as the three go on. There's lots of poor storytelling choices, and this is like a good chunk of that. It isn't, to me, it represents.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I guess are they not implying that the asteroids aren't built on Naboo? I guess that's just a universal design. It's happened to have
universal design, yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool they're that normal that they would have a bay of them. So we'll have the droids. Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting picked off, and R2's like.
Yeah, and it is fun. He was just some random guy, goes from just a guy droid. Like he's just who knows how long he's working there for? 6 months, a year, 10 years. I don't know. It's just on droid and becomes special. But yes, first super chat has it. Where do you place it, guys? This has got to be you guys determined. Stuart says A. I say C. First super chat clinches it. I know it's an iconic ship, but put your voice in.
Yes, we want you guys to decide on this one.
So then, by definition, when you get to the other one, you'll like it less, because I doubt that's also. I doubt that was an A. Sorry. I don't know. I think that one's cooler.
Which other one?
The second personal craft. The long wing one. This is the stout thin one, that's the long wing one. At the start of the second film, gets bombed. I know it's only in one scene, but it's a nice scene.
I thought it was the same ship.
No, this is the No, because this is the Queen's one. That's the Santa one.
Okay.
Plus, it's the same design. Put your thoughts in, guys.
Yeah, any of you can lock it in. Kind of a toss-up now between A and
There
B.
we go. Strong win for you, good sir.
Talgy318, $10. Thank you so much. Wow.
Amazing.
All right, A it is then. Okay.
Where's my listing? Prequels. Did that one not make it into the folder? Ah, okay, that's why, because it didn't make it into the... You didn't see it while the structure was... Okay.
Let's see. What is next? What is next?
I know nothing about this, so you can talk about it, Stuart.
I know nothing about it either. But it's cool looking.
I know it's Clone Wars. Okay, you can give
Yeah.
your first thoughts. First thoughts, Stuart, my goodness.
I've seen it before. I just don't know what it's called. I would imagine like a T-wing or something. But anyhow, no, it's just cool looking. I don't know. I don't remember it in action necessarily, but it's got an interesting design. Definitely ties into what we see in the original trilogy with the markings on the wings, and I'm fine with that. Oh yeah, I remember that ship now. The one you just put in. Yeah. I got things to say about that.
Yeah, for me, this one is structurally sound, but maybe not artistically right. Does that make sense? As in, I know what it's trying to do. The wings fold up. It's nice and efficient. Get it. In fact, the middle is almost the Jedi Starfighter, but with other stuff around it. I see the structure. And it's very maneuverable. I know it's very zippy. It gives me both X-Wing and Arc 170 vibes. Very much a hybrid of the two in different ways. So it's cool.
And A-Wing vibes as well, a little bit in there.
Oh, well, yeah.
And B-Wing, like the cockpit shape. Like, there's a lot going on there.
So it's kind of a hodgepodge, but I do see the ability to have such thin components so weapons can go, can miss as being useful here. I know it can spin, but it
Spinning's a good trick.
yeah, you should try it more. I feel like, oh god, okay, what do you feel like, Stuart? What do you feel like for this?
I feel like it should be in B with the other one that's similarly shaped at least.
Yeah, I would say low B because I think it's a little bit hodgepodgey. But also it's the cartoon version, right? Like I can see the lack of detail. But I would agree B just. Yeah.
Apparently we don't have another smaller version of this, so I gotta make a new one.
I wonder what it functionally did. But I guess the Jedi fighters aren't. Maybe this is the equivalent. They just don't have Jedi in them. It's kind of similar in its own way. Standard snub fighters, the V19 Torrent. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. Well, there we go. Put it in B for now. We'll see how that changes, if it does change. But, yeah. Come on, resize.
You guys keep voting in the poll. We've got 42 votes, so it's a very interesting reaction being built. So,
Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Naboo Cruiser S tier. I love that thing.
oh, there you go.
Don't like it that much, but
So damn simple. But you guys are the boss of this. We put our arguments forward. You guys put your voices forward, as you know, and then we
pull in the other one that you were talking about. And yes, I do remember this now. I absolutely love this one more than the Naboo, the one we just looked at. This is more of like a concept flying wing, but like 1930s spin on it again. Very much like a hood ornament. This is a very superior design. There's a lot more going on here.
It does also feel like a car in a way. Something about the shapes. You can imagine them being engines if you had some wheels. Like you say, it's very of a certain era. But it's definitely the even though the wingspan is fucking huge, it's ridiculous. I remember even the filming, like, sticks out really far. There's not even a pad big enough for it, right? Because it's just ridiculous. But it feels so much faster.
Yes.
And more zippy, and it is much smaller. It is like a hot rod version of the other, which is more of a cruiser. It's still boring in a way, but it shows how a simple, effective design can work, which I think is what they're doing here.
I'm not a big fan of the back part where you can see like the windows and stuff. That just seems tacked on, which was more incorporated into the main shape. But yeah,
my gut would have been a gentle B for this. I think it's still dull in the sense of there's so little going on, but I think the shapes work so much better together. That would give it a B.
It's a good steampunky. What's the Captain something in the whatever?
Sky Captain, the World of Tomorrow.
Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. Yes, it's got that vibe going on 100%. Very World War II design, and like I said, like the flying wings. But yeah, I do like it.
Because I gave the other one a C, this would be a B. Like that's my ranking. This is gets the B, but I wouldn't put any higher.
It's got to be higher than S tier now because the other ones.
I don't know if there's enough super chats to get higher than S tier.
I would want to give this one an S tier personally,
Wow.
even because the other one.
That's consistent. Yeah, that's consistent with you. All right, guys, you deciding once again. You guys decided. Tell us where. Tell us where.
Yes, Eric. Yeah, and Messerschmitt vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, very true. Shannon.
1.8 says low B for him.
I just wish the wingspan was a third less wide. Because it does look... I think... Cause I had a model this once years ago, and we're doing like a this, and it looked so like... kind of ridiculous. But you don't shoot it that way. You'd shoot it from front on, and it'd be... Yeah. It's up to you guys.
The other one looks like something that could operate in space. This one feels like it needs the atmosphere. That's why it's got the wings. Like if it was just in atmosphere as a transport... I do like it though.
Well, this one says to me, we're showing off. The other one says, we're just rich. You know, it's like a sports car and a muscle car.
Wonder if the chrome makes it sensor proof.
Well, I don't think that Boo wants to think of that. What do you guys think? Because, yeah, you guys are winning this vote.
We got one S tier. We got 3 A tiers. Wings are for fighters. Yes, Benjamin. This is not a fighter, that's for sure.
What if they... But I would think that it would be armed because... A, why wouldn't you? But also, Padme is smart enough to know she should arm her ship. Let's have a look.
Yeah. So guys, again, first super chat clenches it. We can't agree with this one. I think it should be an S tier. He says B.
This is a J-type diplomatic barge. Let's see. It costs 2 million. So if you want to get one, Stuart, better save up.
2 million credits?
2 million credits.
Okay.
It had 80,000 light years on the hyperdrive.
I'm paying 80,000, or how many credits?
2 million. 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million credits for a used one with 80,000 miles on the hyperdrive.
That'd probably be less. Probably less.
I would hope so.
It is armor is none. Nope, it is unarmed for some reason. That's dumb.
Yep.
That's very dumb. But it also has a complement of 4 fighters that go with it, so I guess that's logic. And in fairness, there could easily be attachment points on the wings to keep it attached.
For pure aesthetics, I would give this an S, but knowing that it's not armed, now I just want to give it an A. It's transport. That's what it's supposed to do, I guess. But
yeah, it's a vapid luxury car, right? It's just aesthetics.
Yeah,
doesn't do anything else.
Ray Rex, 5 pounds. That's a World War II bomber in space. S tier. Oh,
There we go.
okay.
I mean, you
Well,
were
there we
A.
go.
I mean, you were A/S. So there you go.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ray.
There you go. Naboo is showing up hard.
Naboo is delivering.
Yeah.
General Grievous, $2 S tier. Well, $2. Yeah, it would have clinched it actually. Any super chat for those tie breaks works. So. Okay, what is next? Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. Again, okay, it's just an arrowhead. It's just that's what it is. It works exactly what it's supposed to do. It is maneuverable. It's armed. The thing that takes me out of it again is the astromech droid. There's no room for its body, even sideways, unless it's in the middle of the ship, I guess, in front of the pilot, because the head is on the wing, and I don't understand, and I don't like that. I don't like to imagine their domes detaching and like bloop, popping up somewhere else. It's just kind of stupid. But I do like the color, the matching astromech droid color. That was nice.
He planned ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's for a fighter, it's a phenomenal design. It's fast and zippy, so yeah. How about you?
Practically perfect for me. This one, I mean, it's just shown off in the movie really, really well. It was a full-size physical prop, a gorgeous battle with it. And it's one of those rare ones where it's not so rare for Star Wars, but having the cockpit so at the back gives the John Eves standing still, yet fast looking vibe. But
yeah,
I love the simple shape, but so much paneling, which feels deliberate. It doesn't just feel waxed on. It feels like there's and I've got a really good version of this. It's in all my fan films, and it's a really nice one to fly. It all feels intentional. The cockpit is also really nice. The landing gear is really nice. The colours gorgeous. The engines are nice. Yeah, this one for me is certainly my favourite ship of Attack of the Clones, because it has that really nice aesthetic, but not being too clean, you know. And it also doesn't. Oh, sorry, jump in. Yeah.
It's another one that looks like one of the X planes, one of the X fighters.
Sleek and fast for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one that I didn't want the Jedi to have weapon-based ships. So this to me doesn't look like a fighter. It looks like a very maneuverable travel ship that they happen to have weapons that they're so good at piloting they can do stuff with. It's the next version that looks like an attack ship. This kept it more civilian looking, and I really like it for that. For me, this is a hardcore S. This is right up there.
Yeah, I would agree. It's an S. I was going to say something, but I can't remember now. Looks kind of like the shape of those wings at the back look kind of like the Dark Star from Top Gun Maverick. That kind of X-plane design. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and the hyperdrive rings that they attach to. Beautiful system. I love that. So
yeah, I really like those too. Which is a nice limitation that it just can't hyperspace. I like that. I like when things are grounded, literally and figuratively. Yeah. Golden soda.
Okay.
I know it's simple, but it's the paint. Love it. I wish they used it more.
All right, next. What the?
The Tri Fighter. It's the advanced fighter from Revenge of the Sith. The winged one from the thumbnail was the second movie, and the first movie. This is the more advanced one with a proper "I hate you, I'm gonna kill you" droid brain in the center, and a lot more guns, and evil red eyes if you see it from the front. And it also missiles that launch other robots.
Oh wow! I don't like it. I don't like the design at all.
You should Google other views, because this is the best view I could see for the overall.
What's it called?
Tri-Fighter, I believe. Star Wars Tri-Fighter. It looks cool in motion, and it is fun to play in games, because it's like their big boy. Oh, and I just realized that rings on the ship look like the big capital ship. Oh, it's so funny. Never even saw it before. Yeah, it's just three wings of the big boy. Huh.
Yeah, it does look quite aggressive from the front.
Yeah, it's mean because it's meant to be like proper AI, like, you know, able to fight fighters. The other ones were not.
Cool concept. Cool concept.
Yeah, it's a Cylon. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about another striking design. I mean, look at all the things we looked at today. The design language is so on point for these eras. Like, everything is so interesting, distinct. Maybe simple, but a distinct idea simply done can be super effective, right?
Yeah.
Do you like it more now with other views?
Yes. As an automated thing, that's fun, fantastic. If it had a pilot, I wouldn't be this with it, but
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll let you rank it though because I have no idea.
It's still not a favorite or anything. Like, it's one of those things where I appreciate what it's doing, but I'm not enamored by it. Or I like the fact that it's clearly the big ship done down. I would say a respectable B, because it looks like it will kick your ass, and also has droid eyes in it.
Just some weird shapes in B. I'm noticing.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it. Like, I don't love it, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
B it is. All right, Jedi Starfighter. It's like a Kenobi's Starfighter and a TIE fighter had a baby, and then they like dipped into the Naboo paint factory and
they looked at Millennium Falcon and thought, hey, we want that cut out in the front as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and again, oh my god. And this is where Gorgonzola, you're wrong, because R2D2 couldn't fit in this thing either.
This one's the one that really couldn't in any way. This one is too small. I agree with you. This is a very, very small fighter.
Yeah, the head would have to be completely detached and the body left behind. Or
yeah.
Body stored behind the pilot or some stupid shit.
Yeah, this one is the one that's technically very difficult.
Yeah. And then R2 taking on the Vulture droids that were crawling all over the ship.
Well, what do you think when you first saw it back in the day? Because it was very dynamic in those first 20 minutes.
Well, it was just a great scene in general. I wasn't I'm not a fan of this design necessarily. Those fold-up parts, like, I just think it would look so much better with them down than it does. Like,
okay.
They fold up. I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But it is literally a cockpit with guns.
Yeah.
What it is. And that's exactly what it's supposed to be. So.
Yep. Which is a TIE fighter. Which, I mean, that front is just a TIE fighter front. It's amazing how they successfully managed to pull art designs in, you know, exactly what it's trying to be, while being entirely different as well.
Yeah.
That's a bit crazy.
The droid on the Jedi Starfighter is just the dome on this version. Yeah, but where's R2's body then? Like, that seems really impractical considering how useful astromech droids are.
Well, and not just that, but he, you know, exists in the movie after in this fighter on the General Grievous' ship. So if his body is on Coruscant, how is his body suddenly beamed onto the Grievous' ship? Because he's there. He throws ink at. So he's not. The body is there. You see it.
My logical brain when watching these is like, where's the rest of the astromech droid? I love astromech droids.
Let me look at that scene, because they totally see him pop out, I believe.
Yeah, I think he jumps out.
Yeah. He must obviously clip through it.
Cockpit with a better round, like a TIE fighter.
No. Then it would be a TIE fighter.
Yes, there's too many similarities in that regard. So,
like, this is already straddling that line really hard. It is going hard, and sometimes fast into the rules. But you know, you want to, it's a hybrid. Okay, I don't know where I put my Star Wars.
General Grievous says actually this starship could fit the whole astromech. The first Jedi Starfighter you showed could only fit the head. You can't though. Look how thin everything is here.
There's nothing. How?
I mean, I have Star Wars cutaway books upstairs. I mean, it might show it. It does show the Naboo one where the head's detached and the body's like, but. Body of the astromech fit next to the Jedi's feet. There is a compartment under the wing that is very deep. Okay, that's still stupid though. I'm sorry. I do remember him jumping out and like.
Yeah, so he's one piece, probably. So I don't know if they had to make it make sense. I think they could just do it.
I just wish they would have like not included the astromech droids in that regard. Like have them like sitting behind the pilot or something. Didn't need the dome sticking out necessarily. It takes me out of it.
I mean, not to, but you know, okay, that's not about. Darn it. Hold on. I mean, here's a shot of a physical set, and it doesn't fit. So, because they probably need to build the real set to fit him, but here's showing it doesn't fit him.
Can you get his?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's what I wanted. That's a slideshow. Image, that's what I wanted.
Well, the tie window at the front is to tie it into, pardon the pun, to tie it into the TIE fighters and stuff that came afterwards. Like as, yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
give us $2. Pull up a side view, you'll see the wings. The wing fits R2.
So there's obviously a physical set version, probably the one on the film, and as you can see, he doesn't fit in any way at all. Obviously, that's the practical set version, not the sci-fi.
Yeah, wasn't it just the dome sticking out though? Like it wasn't you didn't see the top of his body.
I don't know. I mean, they probably swapped it in post. But there's an example of the physical set they built and the astromech, and clearly doesn't fit. I just found another version of him. I found another version, and it's like, yeah, which is, I mean, it's fine. You know, they can cheat stuff, and if it, you know, detaches, moves aside, that's fine. But I just make the body thicker. Weird. Yeah, because in Naboo, his head extends, which is daft.
It's really stupid. And the Jedi, the cutaway in that book shows it from the opposite side that R2's on. So you can see his dome at the top.
That's pretty intentional.
Yeah, it absolutely is intentional.
On the episode 2 one, clearly he doesn't fit because you can see below him and there's no tech, as in there's tech, so he's not. So where's the other version? I mean, it's fine, doesn't fit. Like, no shade, right? It's a fictional sci-fi thing. I'm not going to complain, but yes, as you can see.
Yeah, here we are complaining.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. Anyway, for me personally, I do. Hey, there we go.
See, yeah, like they know better because they. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yep, they get away with it very well there.
Yeah.
Clever. So for me, I like this less than the other one because I think the beautiful simplicity, sleekness, the other is better. This, however, is a more interesting design because it's doing more. And I think the way it integrates the tie elements are extremely clever or being super original. I would still give this a very solid A because of creativity and interest. But also I wouldn't want to fight in this. It feels so much more vulnerable. But also clearly they stripped out everything to make it more maneuverable and more weapony. So I get a logic, but I would still give it an A. Yeah.
Oh no, Tristan, that's awful. Glad seeing us helps, but oh my god.
Well, we hope that you're not, but if you are, then enjoy the break away from madness of a job for a bit. Good luck.
Yeah.
Hope things everything
Yeah,
as
I
well.
think A is perfectly acceptable for this one, 100%.
Yeah, I just have a soft spot for the other one. I just think it looks. Yeah, I don't want to be. I'm not a war person, but it's still cool. I really. I don't know why the wings open up. Functionally, because in TIE fighters they're the power things to suck in power.
Here, read this and you'll figure it out.
I mean, I've got the book right there. Fair, but this is like such an unnecessary feature.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Next up is
Grievous's personal,
Grievous's,
which is also then a bomber in the games because it's only used in like 2 scenes.
Kind of looks like a Naboo design, just different color.
Does it? I wouldn't have thought so.
It feels like that kind of style to me.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it's cool. This I did like, and Yeah, it feels of the era for sure. Because you're looking at all the other stuff that looks like it could be a hood ornament. Hey, welcome to the club. Make it all silver, and it would definitely look Nabooian. So, reminds me of a car for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, this is the first okay. I've almost no feelings about it. It's super functional, but quite dull. I did get the real one that had arrived in the Star Wars collection, and again, it's okay. It's a really big model because it's just so stout, so it actually ends up being a big model. For this, it's one of the few ones I don't like, the cockpit being right at the back. It feels like unnecessary. Let's have the hood of those really long cars. Yeah. It's like, why? So this for me is really like C. I mean, it's not really in the films. It's in the background, and then I think it's in one flight shot, and it's just some guy's chosen hot rod, right? It didn't do anything, so I would say C because I've the most medium opinion on it. Where would you go?
C sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Again, it might change based on context, but.
And guys, hey, if you have thoughts, if you love it, put it higher. I just don't have many strong feelings about it.
General Grievous said it should be S tier, but.
Is he biased? Yeah, maybe.
He just might be.
Maybe, yeah. Why is there a cockpit robot at all? He's not a robot. He's an alien in a robot body. So, you know, he's still
you're incurring the wrath of General Grievous there.
How dare you, Samuel? Yeah, go take your coughing self and fight someone else.
All right.
This is going to be high on his list. Let me start first, Stuart, because we'll let you linger in your feelings. Geonosian fighter, again, very striking art design.
Yes, 100%.
It's not very powerful. I've never. I did like. Okay, I've thrown this once in Battlefront where you could use it on the Geonosian level, as you can steal it from them. That was cool because it was a rare thing. Very underpowered, but it's again just a interplanet pew pew. It's not boring, but my brain says it's boring. But it isn't boring, but it is boring to me. It's okay. I get it. I like it, but I don't like it. After that wonderfully informative thing, your thoughts?
I don't like it. It looks like a bird's beak. It looks too simple. I mean, it's to the point. There's a big gun in the middle. That's what it's supposed to do. Point. But yeah, it's just not anything.
It's more complicated than the Naboo freighter things. They were simple.
Yes.
There's a lot of sleek, pointed shapes in the prequels, aren't there? Because my goodness, that is a goddamn repeating trend.
This is a no from me personally. So yeah.
What we're Britain's Got Talent? That's a no from me.
Yep. That gets an X.
So I like this better than Grievous's ship, but I would still. Yeah, it's got more character. The other one's just a generic from anything.
1000% disagree with that.
See, that's boring. This at least is stylistically, I get it. It's also boring, but I get it. The other one's just, it's a car. This is a unique thing. So I would still say C, though, because I think they're both pretty low on the spectrum. For me, personally.
I would put this at a D or an F, personally.
Jesus. Okay.
All right, guys. Where should it go? C, D, or F? You guys decide. First super chat can clinch it, but
because it's again, I think of the film, it's distinct. It's not really very much, but I think also the games as well influenced a bit. But it's
I don't
distinct.
think I've ever played it in a game.
Very fast, very underpowered. Can it fire sidewards? I mean,
doesn't look like it.
It would be easy to make a ball joint versus a turret joint.
Rayrix D tier.
Yeah,
boy.
I mean,
you can look at the things in C. I love both of those designs so much more than this. So yeah,
see, for me, C is the lowest I've given anything so far, and I would, yeah. I don't know if there's any D's necessarily in this list. We'll find out.
Oh, here comes one now. Possibly an F.
This is you as well.
Droid fighter.
Oh no! Why you hate? Go for it, Stuart.
It's so ugly. There's nothing going on. Oh, General Grievous $2. F to spite Sam.
So he
That's
won't.
Only $2 though. You can't for $2. You can't move it down a tier.
Yeah, you can clinch a thing, but you can't move it. It's funny. You didn't vote for your own baby, but you'll put down Geonosian. So if it was a $3 a match his thing, and that'll be good. Sorry, Stuart.
So these are super maneuverable, robot piloted, and that's fine. They're extremely to the point, just guns. I just hate them. I hate the way they look. They don't look stylish at all. They don't look anything. They're just fucking hideous. I hate them. There you go.
I hate them.
I hate them. Not just the fighter versions, but the civilian ones as well. I murdered them all.
I slaughtered them as droid starfighters.
These are just. This says Cylon written all over it, Eric. Yeah, 100%.
And people are clarifying this is the one that fired the missile. I remember one of the films the wings double extended and launched missiles. This is the missile launch. The other one wasn't. That was a good clarification. I just remember it from that film, but you're right. It was,
I had a toy. I had micro machines of this, and I hate it. It came with a pack of other ones, and I still have it somewhere. But it's just compared to the other ones, it's just ugh.
See, I've always kind of liked this one because it feels like a good match for the Naboo ones. Simple, to the point. This is aggressively pew pew with a very good TIE fighter allegory in that it's got the double wings. Like, I see the logical, but this is the first iteration that then the Empire being, because the Empire was born from Palpatine, who was also controlling Trade Federation, and obviously those design influence. This is the first TIE fighter. I get it. I like the wings come apart. I like that. I like the double come apart. I like that. It's really cool. They can then turn and land. Very functional. Cause it's a big robot.
Is this the one that walks?
Yeah. It's a giant robot.
Doubly stupid.
Yeah, it's a giant robot. It's a sentry. It does all the things. You know, it can shoot from its little face nipples. It can shoot from its main arms. I like the eyes. I like the fact they're super TIE fightery. Simple, yet the same. I've always liked them. They feel like exactly what TIE fighter is.
Okay. I like it. Okay. All the things I said about it, I like it better than the last one that we just put in D.
Yeah, obviously.
But that one should have been an F, in my opinion. So this would have been a D.
Oh, I like this way more than Grievous's. That just looks so generic to me. This feels like a fighter.
Really?
Yeah, this is exactly
Grievous has had some style and design. This is just... Oh my god, seriously.
I don't like the style of design. I don't like that.
Are you on crack?
No.
General Grievous. Look at these two together, and you tell me which one has more style.
That's the right one easily.
Well, no. Wow. I sometimes think you're wrong, but now I just think you're an idiot. Sorry.
We have met me, so... Yeah, like, I don't love it or anything, but I just think it's really iconic for the film series. I definitely flew it a lot in the games, because it's the bog standard, but had charm. Yeah, I like it lands. It's cool.
Hold on one second, I'll be right back.
Thank you, Tristan. Thank you. Now... Okay, this is... Okay, I feel like we're going to have a... Well, we're certainly not going to agree, so... This would be definitely a break the put some super chats in, even $1, where you think this would be, right? $1. Let's get some scores in, because I like it. I would probably give this a B, because I like it more than stuff in B, because I think it's a clean, simple, effective design. So I'd go B for this. Grievous, you've thrown in to improve your thing. Stuart will love you. Put in some dollars. Where would you put this? I think this is a very happy B. Am I in the hyper minority? Would love to know. Would love to know. So let me know. Let us know. And if you're enjoying this, like it as well. And we've got some Star Wars stuff coming with our new show. Brief update, guys. Those who the Drunk Girls talked about a brand new show we're doing. There has to be a Patreon supported show because the quality we want to bring is so high from the get-go. loads of new stuff. So this has to be a Patreon with a goal, hundreds a month kind of thing. So if you guys are wanting to see the next big birth of a Fleet Yards style thing, not ships but weapons from all the different universes, we've worked on this for years now, then get ready to support us for that as well.
All right. General gave us $5. Keep my ship's name out of your mouth. Pump my ship up. Oof.
And you can retrospectively ask. So I said this was going to be a non-tie, so people put in even $1 to tell us where they think. So I say this should be a B, the Vulture. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked everything in C. I liked it really kind of more than stuff in B. So I asked for any. Obviously, you'd go lower. So any deciders. People seem to be being more on my side. Where would you put it first? So we'll see where the disparity is. So I would have said B. You'd have said
F.
Okay.
So B by your command. Tristan Goodfellow says, Vulture an A, please. Let me guess. You're putting it in A. You're like 30 years old, would be my guess, Tristan. Talgeese 318, $5, 3 levels lower than B. So yeah, that's F. Good man.
That's funny. That's good.
Where do we put it? I'll put it wherever you want.
Put it at C, because there's clearly a disparity. Put it at C. A Vulture parity. Yeah. Which hey, we averaged out. We as a team we got it higher than Stuart wanted. And you guys can vote for it to be. So now every 5 will move it up or down. I like it. But that's just me.
Tristan said nearly there, so he's around 30. Yeah, figures. No offense, but yeah, you're one of the prequel kind of guys. Grew up with it as a kid.
I didn't grow up with it I love it. I didn't think it was great from the first time I saw it.
I know, but still, it shows.
But still.
There's a certain age demographic and love for that. That's.
The irony is, are there any kids that love the sequels because it's their Star Wars?
We don't know until for another 10, 15 years. Then you'll start seeing the.
But I mean, the kids, because that was 9 years ago. The kids are now.
Doesn't matter.
But there isn't uproar of young people, I feel like, saying anything, because they would have been, because everybody.
Have you heard all the people that say I loved The Last Jedi? I love that they did something different.
But that's the 50-50. Those are adults. Those aren't kids. Kids aren't thinking that deep about it. They're not. That's not the kid demographic. When was The Force Awakens? Because
Ozzy puts in $5 and says General Grievous ship to S tier. It can't. You can only go up one more tier, so that's the A.
God damn it. Stuart, Force Awakens 9 years ago. So kids that were 10 are now 19. So there's definitely a set of people who were kids who are now teenagers. Wow. God damn it.
Yeah.
Goodness.
All right.
Damn you, Grievous. Grievous Nausea. Ah, yes. This was a surprise to me. So this is the Headhunter Z75. That I knew it as a original era design because it was in all the games. But then I found it as actually first appearing in the prequels. So here it is, and it actually appeared in Clone Wars. So this is the low-end version of the X-Wing, that in the lore of the universe, as far as I can recall, this was the original iteration, like, the company made this, and then the Imperials said, hey, make this a better fighter. They developed into the X-Wing, and then the Rebels stole the plans, made it the Rebellion version. So this is the version 1 of what would become the X-Wing, significantly less advanced, but, I mean, yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah, and significantly more ugly.
And again, a cartoon version. I've seen nicer versions. This is the canon one, so I'm going by the canon here. I like the other one better personally, but
yeah, it's very simplistic. Kind of reminds me of Poe's like X-Wing, and I hate that too. So
tease for next live. We talk about the sequel era ships.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely you can tell it's a precursor to the X-Wing, and I love that. So there you go.
Although let me bring in what I would associate, which was the Legends version, just it's slightly different.
Yeah.
Are you guys enjoying the Star Wars? I feel like you guys are enjoying and being part of the conversation, which I like to see. Okay, it's basically the same, but I do prefer this's vibe slightly. Although would that have been? Well, that's too the same though. Do I want to give us the best chance possible? No, I don't want to go fan version. That feels disingenuous.
Yeah.
1 second. Oh, I'm not going to get to slide somewhere. And where is this in the Clone Wars, guys? Where does it factor? Because I don't know it from that. I know it's like more of like a cameo ship, but okay. So that's the look that I would more associate with them. Is pretty darn similar, but differently.
Oh, that I like better.
Yeah, exactly. Better proportioned. This is that stretched out vibe that a lot of prequel ships have. This other one is more stocky. It's the same thing, but it's, I think, better.
Oh, it's way better. It's funny how proportions can do that.
But it's not canon, so we're going to remove it. I just want to say that's what I put in for the original version from the original series. Yeah, for me, this is a vanilla ice cream, but like a cheap one from a Walmart. Like, you can easily get a better vanilla, and you can get a chocolate, and you've gone for a really cheap vanilla. Like, it's fine, but it ain't good. You know?
Yeah. It's a C tier for me.
I would say low C, because I think it's pretty basic. But it's not a basic bitch, it's just basic. Like, it's not creative, right? Like, that's the thing it's losing for me as well. That almost can make it a D, because there is not creativity here. It's just a, how do we make a less good X-Wing? That's it. So I could easily say this as a D. I'm right there, now I've talked about it. Can I put you down to a D? Are we staying at C? What do you think?
Oh, you can definitely put me down to a D.
Okay.
I was kind of fighting my D urge.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Same thing.
I just got the same kind of look as the one also in D. Too long and too just...
But the other one I would have said a B. Because it's just a worse X-Wing, but it's still good. This is not those things.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Next up is
Saber-Tooth Raptor. Interesting.
the true Y-Wing.
Yes, the original. And this is a really nice game render as well, of a much nicer model.
This is General Grievous, remember for 24 months, the regular lieutenant. There was two versions of the C-95 Headhunter. The second one you showed was the civilian one. First was the Public Navy variant. Oh,
that makes sense. That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
He should know.
It does look like the Ralph McQuarrie concept art. Yes, it does.
Yep.
That's what they were going for.
Which they tend to reference if they can. Okay, what do you think of this one?
I love this. This is what the Y-Wing should look like without all the extra, without all the armor taken off. Much beefier. It's more resilient. I mean, the reason they don't put the armor on is because they're so prone to breaking down that they are always taking it off, and it's just time consuming, so they just leave it off. That's what the explanation is. I love this. I love this so much better than the Y-Wing, and I like the Y-Wing just fine. So this is a really cool version of it. Very sleek, and yeah, I love it.
This one conflicts with me, like with the other one. I like the logic a lot. That this is just the same thing with all the correct armor, the expensive armor. This is what it's meant to be. But I think it loses a bit of personality that the other one had. And by lose, I mean it's different, right? I like the other one's personality of being the open case thin boy with distinct shapes. This is a more homogeneous, bulbous thing. Like, but also it's armor. It needs to be protected from battle. Makes sense, right? I don't think it's aesthetically nicer I think it's less sleek, but I think it's more logical. So I'm very torn on this. Although I do appreciate, I'm saying that as a look, the back engines are filled in. They aren't just those giant long. So I like that. But it's not particularly interesting to me. I think I like the other one a bit more, but I get what they're doing here. But it's also it's a deliberate retcon. It's like, how do we? Because this wasn't the intention, right? The other was the intention, and then 30 years later they filled it in to make a new ship.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly, I'm kind of going to swap to you a little bit. I haven't got that much. I'm sort of again muted on this. Like it's fine. Where would you put it then?
You don't want to leave this to me. It's going to be S tier.
Jesus.
This is fantastic.
What? Okay, why? That's really. What? Why are you one of the best?
Because I absolutely love the way it looks. And
Okay.
It retcons the Y-wing from Star Wars into this is how it should look. And I love that they made the backstory of it broke down so often that they were spending so much time removing all this stuff.
Yeah.
They just said, screw it, keep it off. I love that. And to see the internals of it on the other Y-wing, it elevates it from the Y-wing from the original one just because this is what it's meant to be, and I love that.
And the astromech would fit.
Absolutely.
He actually so goddamn tiny now. The neck filled in. He's so misproportioned. But that feels probably better. Like, oh, he fits. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't know why he's visible. He should be protected, really. But oh man. So this is literally your favorite bomber in prequel, because that's what this is. Like.
Oh yeah, easily, hands down.
Gosh. Wow.
Sorry.
No, I hate aesthetics, right? I would have probably gone a low B for legacy factor, because I just don't think aesthetically just hits for me. But I like your rationale. Again, it's personal preference thing. So hey guys, any thoughts? This is more. Yeah, this is just whatever.
Just spam the chat right now with where you think it should be on the tier list. I'm just curious.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see where we might judge it based on what you guys say.
Yeah.
But I think this, because it also ties in with the classic trilogy, which I love those designs. So for me, it's an easy answer.
I think I've just made it a bit sleeker. Like, I think the way I like the fact that the yellow lines flow, but they padded out it too much.
Yeah. And Trekyardians says this could be an NX era ship right alongside like the Warp Delta and stuff.
Yeah, we'll need many differences.
Yeah.
So maybe like it's a Star Trekky as well. It's got nacelles. They all got nacelles. It's only one vote. Goodness.
Daniel Grievous S tier, Eric S tier, Ray
Gosh.
A, Trekyardian S, SFX S, Paul A.
I do think Astromech needs a dome. I think that would improve the design a bit.
Maybe, yeah.
Giving him some security. And a bubble turret for the rear gunner. Yeah, you can see one. Fascinating.
Donnie S, Dr. A.
I mean, first,
SFX is a member of Cobra. He's a snake.
Yeah.
Daniel A.
Well, I think if I translate his snake song probably means an F, so I think that lowers the score. Because that many S's is just...
Yeah. That's like he's booing, like...
Yeah. Clearly hates
we're going to make it A. I think there's more A votes, and it'll make Sam happy that's not S tier, so put it in A.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you love it, you love it, right? These things are compromises.
If anybody wants it bumped up, $5 will bump it up to S, just saying.
But it's certainly a lot nicer than Grievous's ship. Not even close. But,
it's close. I mean, I would put Grievous's ship in B based on this, but yeah.
This will be an interesting end of the... And again, we always give you guys a little window to move things once you see contrast, where you have total control with good arguments. You can move things. That we always say 2 sets of pictures, the us list and the you us list. All right, where are we going next? No Fs so far. And I wouldn't even say D. I wouldn't even say D and near F. Okay, I guess I'll jump on this one. It's weird, but I like it. Again, good TIE Fighter connection, but way more original. I know it's very powerful from the games. It feels fun in motion. It feels way more original than other stuff. It's a nice hybrid. I like it. It's a good-looking, weird fighter. And it is a wing, I believe. It's one of the official wings. It's a genuine nice in-between of prequel, TIE, but also X-Wing. It's kind of all of it put together, but in an original form.
Is it an H-Wing?
Possibly. I don't think it is, but that would make sense. I like it. I don't love it, but now I've looked at so many. This is certainly a higher tier. Now I'm looking at the comparison. What do you think?
I don't love it. It's all right. If it's one I would kind of pass by if I had to select a ship for something. But honestly, I can see kind of what it's doing, and it's fine. And I think I know exactly where it should go.
The V-wing.
Because that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, it should be a H-wing, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't tend to pick it in games, but I know it's very capable when I do. Mostly Battlefront.
Well, for me, this is a B tier.
Yeah, I like this more than the B one you're selecting by quite a bit. I think this is more cohesive. So I would say B as well, but now it puts into question other things in B. This is definitely not an A for me, but this is definitely making some of B's look like not B's.
All weird shapes in B is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating when you look at the we obviously have a slight pattern. Yeah, really interesting. Like it's just what I respect it, you know. What do you guys think? Why are the shuttles on this list? Because what other list would they be on? You can't do top 10 shuttles that'd all be the Tiberium style. That'd be boring. These are all shuttles fighting in small craft. Then it gives them in a list, otherwise it would never be in a list. Easy answer.
Alright,
where we go next? Do you remember this?
I do.
Okay. It's Yoda's personal version of it. From, I think, one episode of Clone Wars, which I didn't actually see.
Yeah. You can definitely see the tie-in between a Jedi Starfighter as well as the TIE Fighter. It's got a little bit more simplicity going on compared to the other Jedi Starfighter we saw. General Grievous, $2. I had no onboard oxygen either. It was cheap. Oh, it had no onboard oxygen. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, this is kind of neat. It's cool to have a variant for Yoda. Even the colors kind of look like Dagobah colors, even though this is way before that. Yeah, it's perfectly serviceable as a precursor to the TIE Fighter, yet tied into the Jedi Starfighters. So
this is one of those ones where I get it. It's Yoda's personal hot rod. He's tiny. It's smaller. Smaller means less tech. Less tech means different design. But it feels like a baby's ship. Like, it feels so much less capable. It looks silly in motion. I saw a clip and it looked daft. It did. I see what you mean about the TIE Fighter. This is one step closer. I hadn't even caught that. Like, properly. Like, I looked but didn't see. And it is obviously a later era. Because in the later Clone Wars, I get it. But this just doesn't work for me. It feels like a fan design, but a poorly thought out one. I would say a D, honestly. Right into D. It doesn't work for me. What do you think?
I'm not going to argue with you. I think D's fine for that.
If you disagree, let us know. I just don't like it that much. Arc 170, baby! Go for it, Stuart!
It's just like the Clone Wars troop transport thing. I'm not a fan of any of their designs. Don't know if it's just my jaded personality and age when those came out, but yes. I hate these.
Gosh.
Why the extra wing flappy things? That just take those away and instantly I like it more. Yes, they go down, they're retractable, that's fine. But go ahead, talk about it, because I just don't like it. I never have.
I think it's cool. It's a very it's a shockingly sleek looking fighter bomber. It's an everything. And also, this is a Camoan design, not a Republic. I mean, they designed everything within the first gen, and then you get the second gen stuff, which is then the integration. But this, the Arc, and the gunship are the actual Camino designs. This I really like because I had the Lego. I fly it often in games because it's just powerful. The side wings cannons are really, really strong. I really like the big engines, very X-wing, but not. I like how many people are in it. Everyone is a dedicated function, including the back gunner. Very, very strong. I really like the beak. I think that's just a cool way. It gives it bulk and then slims down. It's very fast. It's weird. Like it's a weirdly sleek and movable in motion. Why are there wing flaps? Why are the X-wing have wing flaps? Doesn't need them. Just doesn't, right? But it has them because it's a stylistic choice. None of them need movable wings. It's an entirely redundant feature, really, right? So I'm not going to take that away from it. And it zips and looks reasonably cool. I've done one or two animations with it, and it's just fun. The guns do go too far out. I do remember thinking that when I rendered with it. They're misproportioned. But if they're like, do we have stylistically accurate, like balanced, or bigger guns to kill droids? Right? I like less the gunship though, because the gunship is just way more creative. This is more like a bird with guns. Like it's very much a bird with guns, right? It's doing what it says. But it is a nice piece. I think easily a B, like right up there as a mid B.
Okay. We'll not complain about that.
Yeah. I think the gunship's way more creatively interesting.
But you can see the tie-in between the two, and you can tell this is built by the same company that did the X-wing for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I cannot fault the art teams of the prequels to tying in stuff, but be new. Like really, like wonderfully creative people that could do this, because you see it, you get it,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Doctor. The Arc 170 is badass. It looks a little wonky, but it carries a lot of hurt. Yeah. Oh, and Star Wars Prequel fight. Yes, probably.
That's fine. I've just never used it in games, so I don't have that kind of history with it.
It's a heavy hitter. It's a bomber. It's a Y-wing without being a Y-wing, right? But not. Darth Mauls. I both like it and don't at the same time. It's weird.
Yep.
Oh.
That's the same vibe I get. It's too long on the front. Change that. Shorten that down. Even by half. I'd prefer a little bit more, but even by half would be much bigger, a huge improvement, honestly.
But then it'd be too stout. Like there's a flow to it. Like it feels like it is the sound it makes, right? And all these goddamn ships like cockpits in the back, don't they? Everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the style. And now having looked at all these, it is too TIE fightery too early. Because now this implies this is where TIE fighters came from, right? This wing formation, because this is right early, which implies TIE fighters are Sith. But then how did they? I don't know. But I say all that. Look at it. Actually, God, this is just bloody Darth Vader's ship. The ball in the middle. Wow, it's just Darth Vader's craft with a nose.
There is one of the TIE fighters we looked at in the last tier list that had the rounded.
Yeah. God damn it! It's like symmetry, it rhymes.
Oh my god.
I mean, if you're going with artistic... I'd never seen that before. Jesus. I don't even know how big this thing is. I know it's bigger, but there's no semblance of scale from this. It feels like it's just a cockpit ball like the TIE fighters, but it's not. It's much bigger. Because it's his personal craft. I always got the sense that there were like cabins and he could get prisoners, a bigger ship. How big is this?
It would look better if it was flying away from us here, and it's got like a pod attached to the back of it. Then it works for me. Even the red glow of like the
like a TIE fighter with a tail.
Yeah, that works better for me.
That's weird either way. So that should be fun for if you flip it. That'd be a great Imperial design, and like the back bit's a bomb carrier and just opens up the doors and just bombs like.
Yeah,
that would be pretty impressive. What is this called? The Inquirer? What's it called? Inquisitor? No. Star Wars Darth Maul craft. I've never thought it was a bloody X-wing. Oh come on! How is that? Ship, not craft. Then you. What do you guys think about this? It's the scimitar? Really? Okay. It's only like 2 scenes, right? So fair enough we don't remember its name.
Yeah.
Or Sith Infiltrator, there you go, that's what I know it as. So prototype stealth ship. Now it is fine that this tech becomes Imperial. It's only like 10 to 15 to 20 years earlier, fine, I get it. We don't get enough stuff with it. Deck plan. What
That's
are you?
The thing. How big is it size-wise? Like,
the ball is approximately 2.5 people.
2.5 people. So when Darth Maul gets cut in half, he's fine.
Whereas 3 people with Hull. Man, I don't know. It's so original, although now just determined it's super derivative. Where's your gut? Because I don't know where to feel on this. Oh, his cloaking device. Yeah, that's pretty rare. Didn't help them. Wasn't used. Has one. What is a cloaking device in Star Wars? It doesn't physically cloak it.
I would easily put this in the B category.
Oh, I feel like C though, because now it feels a bit too derivative. Now that we've talked about it, I feel like it's cool, but it's not creative enough.
Okay, I'll put it in C for now.
Ah, man, this one's annoying. Because I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. Man, that's weird.
Yeah.
Man, that's weird. Why? Oh, I like this one.
I do like this one too.
This one's nice.
The first one we see in the movie, and this one doesn't have the cockpit at the back. It's right at the front.
Like, fuck.
I'm just talking about that. So
yeah, more detailed thoughts. What else would you?
this is obviously like the radar on top and stuff ties into the Carillion Corvette thing, and the blockade runner. Something about the shapes on this and even the color I really appreciate, and the huge rear engines. I had a toy of this too. I had a Micro Machines toy of this one as well.
I don't know if I
I'm not saying I was a kid at the time. I just collected toys and Star Trek.
Collected
Star
ships?
Star Wars stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, go figure. Eh? I still have it somewhere in a bin. But yeah, this was a really I love the shapes in this. Shapes and the color just stood out to me, and it being the first thing you see on screen as well, just made an impression. And then it gets destroyed instantly. It's like, oh. So yeah, this is great. It's Red Dwarf. No, it's not. That's funny. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this one?
This one, I think, is for me better than some of its parts. It's just a pleasing design. It's shockingly flowy in motion, despite having a giant fat ass. The way it balances is really effective. I love the color. I love the paneling. It's not too red. If it's mostly red, the white's pleasant. I like the fact that it's clearly a Tantive 5 variant as an early, because it's got the middle bit. It's got hallmarks. The engine's like, again, they pulled from their own archive of logic and it works. I like the despotic 3 different shapes at the front. You've got the harder cockpit shape with a giant round shape, which I believe is an escape pod, a big one.
It's an escape pod shape, yeah.
And then a giant angular middle bit, but it all really works together. And it's great in the movie. I wish we saw it more. This is actually one of my favorite prequel era ships, because I think it's just really nice, just pleasant. I would fly it. I would give this honestly an S. I think this is right up there with best designs in prequel. I just think it works really well. And in fairness, it is probably one of the most OG era ships, because it was a miniature. It's the same scale as a lot of the ships they did, and it feels like a properly nice, old school. Like, you could almost see this being in the OG trilogy, almost, because it's just a freighter. It's a standard transport. Like, it's not being fancy like these other weird things. It's very OG.
100%.
I want to give it an S, and I'm not abashedly saying S.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
For a bog standard freighter carrier, I'm giving it right there an S. I just, boy, you know. Yeah.
No Fs.
Oh, is that the end of it?
That's it.
Oh, damn. No Fs. Was it Fs the last time?
Yes, I believe so. There's two of them. One was the Inquisitor's TIE fighter. It looks like Darth Maul, just without the long pointy neck.
Yeah. 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 Wow. Fascinating. Okay, what do people have to do now then, Stuart? We've got the list.
If you guys want to move anything, now's your chance, because this is a community list first and foremost. So any changes you want to make, let us know. You can bump it up one tier with a 5 or down a tier if you don't agree with a decision. And yeah, then we'll lock that in.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and Sam will do our version. So Benjamin Stone, 5 pounds. If we don't get an F, can we drop everything down a class to create a super S class? It's not the rules, but we're top heavy on this one.
Super S. But you can retroactively make sure one thing moves that 5, because 5 gets you one move.
Yeah, so Ben, you can move something with that one. I see changes I want to make immediately because some got bumped up because of super chats.
Yes. So, and someone said there's another version of the one we just looked at that's different. So I'm just going to quickly Google that, or give people the 5 minutes to move things. Anything you think to be moved, anything, and then we'll lock that in.
Oh, we did forget about Dooku's ship. Yeah, Dooku's little fighter ship thing.
Okay, I guess we're not done yet. I guess I'm doing the out configuration because that's more what it's known for. Well, no, actually it's not. Hold on.
Droid Vulture bomber.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even if you Google something for 45 minutes and try and find everything, doesn't mean you can get everything. There you go, there's Dooku's ship.
Ugh.
Straight S, I'm guessing for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's almost exactly the one we see in D already. So, same design style, language. I do like that it has a solar sail aspect to it, though, that folds out. So, there's that, I guess. But
he is clearly smitten.
For me, it'd be a C. It's got a little bit more going on.
I would still maintain this as a D because it's just not very interesting.
Okay, I'm not going to argue.
And it is literally the same thing. They just compressed it a bit. They just moved two things. Like, perfectly logical. But also Solar Sailor, that's a gimmick. Just pick a freaking Starfighter with hyperdrive. You've got loads of them. Don't give yourself a oh, I'm a count. I'm rich because of my daddy. I have solar sailors. Only rich boys travel at the power of the space wind. Shut the hell up. Go kill Jedi.
Do you have it highlighted? Because it's got a purple thing around it.
Apparently I did.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Right, anything else we're missing?
Well, this one, Droid Vulture.
Droid Vulture.
This one,
yes.
Yeah, this one I like a lot more than the other Droid Vulture ship. That's for sure. Again, tying into the TIE bomber with the one side being a thing, the other side being not the same thing. That's fine. Plus, the wings are way more dynamic on this one. I appreciate this one a lot more than the other one. I don't remember being seen very often.
Yeah,
but
Clone Wars. Yes.
I didn't watch a lot of the Clone Wars yet. I haven't got around to it. So,
and the problem with Clone Wars is that
I like this design.
The problem with Clone Wars is that as we're older, it's less good. You know, it was made at a different sort of time. Yeah, I mean, very obvious what they're doing. It's a TIE bomber, but as a vulture. There's no other logic need apply, right? It makes total sense. And it looks rather good. Probably a bit too TIE advanced-y because it is, like, if they've already had this design 30 years earlier, then that one feels less new. That just feels like they said, oh, do you remember that thing we used to use? But I like it pretty well. I would give it probably a high C, but not quite B, with my gut, probably. I think B is just far more, or some B is far more interesting.
I would say B for this one, personally.
mean, I can go for low B. Yeah. Yeah, I'm open to the swappy swap.
So, are we putting in a B or C?
Yeah, you can do the B.
Okay.
What's the Umbra fighter? I have no idea what this is, but I guess we'll look at it without any knowledge of what it is.
This thing I like more than the transport, just because it doesn't have bubbles everywhere.
Bubbles.
This is a cargo carrier thing.
It carries the walkers.
Oh yeah.
But also, this is a much simpler 3D model, so it's far more blocky. The other one's not, so it's a slight disparity there. But that's the best shot I could find that's clear.
I personally like it better than the transport.
I mean, it's less functional, right? It does a lot less. This is just a cargo carrier, right? It is not as interesting, doesn't do as much. It's not armed particularly well. It's just there to get something in and out. I'll give it a
B.
I guess. I mean, it doesn't do much now, so it's... Now, I do think you could turn it into a cool-looking fighter, because it's sleeker than the other one. So I'll go B, but a very low B. But I think, you know, it loses a lot of the fun of the other one. But you can make it into a cool fighter. So people have said the Umbra fighter, which I have no idea what this is. Obviously from the Umbrans, I'm guessing.
It's style points, I guess, but...
It's from episode 4, season 4, episode 2. The Umbra fighter.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what I knew that.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you look silly by having to tell you where it's from. Sorry.
I know it's fine. It's fine. Okay. It's fine.
So what do you think of the Umbra fighter? I'm sure one of your favorite ever things.
Well, no, it's like C tier for me. Honestly, it's just there's a lot of funky shapes going on, and I kind of like it. Just wish I knew something about it.
I mean, for me, this is a Babylon 5 ship. It's not a Star Wars ship. It's too radically different. I just don't like it. I don't see why it needs to be the shape it is. In the sense of, why is it negative space? There's no weapons really. Like, it's style over any substance. So I would say a flat D for it. I just don't think it's very good. In Babylon 5, where it doesn't matter, fine. But no, it's lost that logic, because that's the problem. One-off Clone Wars era ships, they don't need to make sense. They can just be. And they can be aliens that are just whatever. So for me, precisely, D. Sorry. I'm sorry. And there's another one as well there, Stuart, in the whatnot.
Oh,
you guys were good at finding stuff.
You gotta like stack them on top of each other so I don't have to move my screen around. You'll learn. It's fine. All right.
This is I believe, the equivalent of a police clone ship, I believe.
That's pretty funky. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like the colors. I like the... You can tell it's a police ship. I mean, just the markings on it. It's like, yeah. Okay, so... Where does this fit in the grand scheme?
Yeah, it's... I mean, it's super different, right? It's only in here because it's not a fighter, right? It's just an orbital craft, because you guys... It's... The tie is bit on the nose. I mean, it's a fuselage with tie bits attached. But there's also a police moving clone trooper thing around the, sea. I mean, it's pleasantly fine.
C is a good average. Yep.
Yeah.
Then I would probably drop this thing down then. Oh, well. We'll get to that.
Yep, fans.
Anyway.
Alright, guys, final 2 minutes. If you want to move anything we've said, give your final support to the channel, what we do here, and that's up to you. Final. If not, if you've got everything, then hey, awesome for us.
No Fs.
No? Yeah. No Fs. Yet. Who knows? We might move some stuff in a mo.
In a mo. All right, guys. And 3 more likes if we can. Get to 50 likes.
Yes.
If you haven't voted in the poll, go vote in the poll. But, and if you want to move anything, $5, like I said, up or down 1 tier. If you want to move a few tiers, you know what to do.
And in $7, we hit a milestone. I'll just say that. So while we wait for anyone that has any thoughts, how much of this do you agree with gut reaction? How you feeling looking at it all in contrast?
Oh, there's changes to be made. Unlike last time.
I would agree. Yes, the contrast feels strong with this one, and does not make me happy.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how many for me are either very strong feelings, and it drops very quickly down to it's okay. The difference here,
100%.
yeah. Yeah.
Benjamin, £5. The gunship down to B tier. What's powering all those lasers? We went from this to the U-wing prequel daftness. All right.
My assumption is that it's a charged, it pulls energy into a battery storage cell, which then fires in it because it can't do prolonged. It's the pretty quick, short, so it takes a second to recharge. They're quite short blasts. Although I suppose they're Death Stars, aren't they? The little balls, little luminous green things. God damn it! Bloody George Lucas designing everything links together. God damn it! That makes so much sense. Palpatine thought, yes, our gunships have lasers. The future of this war is, yes, Lord Sidious, lasers. Oh, we had those, yes, but bigger. Okay, how much bigger? Really big. Okay, the size of a moon. What? A big moon. Fuck. What's that nothing? It's not a building to do. If it blows up, we'll kill so many people. Oh, god damn it. Fucking George Lucas with your logical, progressive tech bullshit. You smart fucker. My throat hurts now. Okay, people say the new ship I've never heard of again. Okay, I'll put it in because we love you guys. Never seen this before in my life.
Starhopper?
Yeah. I mean, hey, this is never talk about it again, probably, so fair dues. And I'll give you a last chance to move stuff. Bosh! Here you go. A Starhopper, Stuart.
Hey, it's a Raptor.
No, it's a Bajoran fighter.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Wow, it stole from so many things.
Yep.
That's ugly. That's an F.
Oh, no.
The first F.
What? But it's so normal and basic. It's so simple and generic. It can't be an F.
Australia is not real. $5 Australian. This is how I discovered writing room discussion goes.
Okay.
All right, D then. Fine.
Yeah, this is definitely a D. Yeah, writers' rooms are funny things. Azure Angel, yes, Oh, dude, yeah, this thing's great. Yeah, this absolutely counts. Yeah, man, this thing's great. Okay, last one. Sorry, this is absolutely worth including. Although I can't save it. Where's the... So this is from the Clone Wars anime thing that was made for the Cartoon Network as 3-minute episodes. So if you watch the entire thing together, it's 27 minutes. But there's some very, very good lightsaber fights. And it made Grievous look like a good villain, and then he became...
Bitch.
Yep. I get he can't breathe. I get it. But he killed 5 Jedi in 5 minutes easily. Where was that guy? So this is clearly the custom fighter.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Okay, I remember this.
This was a bad bitch.
Yeah, this oof, oofta.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a bit. Let's put stuff together, shove stuff together. So it's not perfect, but it's a very kick-ass looking fighter.
Yep.
And is obviously the Attack of the Clones fighter with shit on. But the logic, of course, would be that, yeah, we need to make these things war fighters. What do? Just add shit to it to make it more effective. Okay.
Yep.
I would give it a solid A, personally.
I was going to say A tier easily. This
is cool. And astromech in the middle as well. It fits!
Yep.
Huzzah! Yeah, I mean, that's also, yeah.
Take care of my astromech droids or you're going to get wrath. The wrath of Captain Foley.
And because we had to do that, we therefore have to do the Asajj Ventress ship from the same miniseries. Yeah, I actually like this one. This one's got
pretty cool too, yeah.
This one's got some charm. If it's trying to be like Dooku's, it wins in every way. I'd give this a weird personal preference B. I kind of like it. It's not high B, but I think it's. I think it worked. Well, there will be some space in a second, Stuart. So I think you guys.
Ray Ricks says F, but I don't know for which one.
Ray, yeah, let us know which you mean.
And classic for real, $5. Had to step out for a bit, but why isn't the Y-Wing in S tier? Can we fix that? You absolutely can, because I was going to fix it in a second anyway, but this is the community list, so...
Well, the good thing about this, when we do, we have to compromise and win some, lose some, to make some things be higher and lower, to win out.
Yeah, but that's going to stay in S tier. It's just that simple.
Okay.
If you're keeping Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter in S tier, I'm keeping the Y-Wing in S tier.
That's obviously an S. What do you mean?
It's not, though.
It's beautiful.
It's an A, easily. But that's okay.
Okay, guys, we'll be 1 more minute. Last chance. Last chance.
They've had one more minute for like 10 minutes now.
Oh, I know, by 3 Also, the Hutt fighter. What Hutt fighter?
Don't ask me, I just work here.
What is the Hutt fighter?
Okay, no more adding after the Hutt fighter, though. Because we do have, like, schedules and lives to do, just so you know. We can't stick around forever.
Is that the Starhopper? I'm getting many conflict designs, which in fairness is this generic thing to say the Hutt fighter. I guess that? Oh yeah, Benno's a Hutt fighter. Okay. Oh, okay. What do you want it to be? He said F, so that's the one at the end of D should now be an F.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, Gorgonzola, that is true. Do we include the landing freighter from Attack of the Clones? Guess we have to, that's pretty... It's not a fighter, but the stuff isn't. There was... the Hutt fighter didn't count because that wasn't a thing.
Well, we only got 3 more minutes to wrap this up, so...
Okay.
Let's get going.
This thing, Happy C. I actually quite like it.
Oh.
Maybe even a B if you really want to be. I kind of like this.
That's a D.
It's a cool scene. I like
it's a cool scene,
how it opens.
It's not a small ship either, though. It's a huge one.
Yeah, it's a weird one to throw in because it's not a fighter.
Shouldn't be in this list, but that's okay.
Oh, you guys are great.
I'll put it wherever you said. Where did you say?
Gentle C. It's kind of charming in its own way. Alright, we are now locked. Anything else is just gravy for the channel. Okay, so we're now going to take in turns and move what we think needs to be moved. Okay, so you go first, Stuart. We'll see what gets moved, because this is definitely not a list I am content with. Alright, talk it through. What's the first one? Okay.
That one's going down just because it's so minimal.
Okay. I want to move the first one we looked at, the C, the red one, down to a D, because now in contrast it's just not as interesting. Not because it's bad, but I'm going to move some stuff in D as well. I think that's just not interesting in comparison to what's in C.
Okay, I want to move the Naboo one down to A.
Okay. The first one in B, definitely down to a C. Again, contrast. It's nice, but it doesn't hit for me now compared to the other ones.
Okay.
It's just not creative enough.
Okay. Gonna move General Grievous's down to a B as well.
And then the the Republic gunship, absolutely up to an A to replace it. No, that's a B.
Okay. I'll move this thing down to an F, if possible.
Well, this is, yeah, we're taking turns. I really want Grievous's down to a C. I don't think it's B material. It's just so boring. It's so generic car. Sorry.
That's why it works.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't. Nothing else is jumping out at me. So if you want to say something,
My gut says the Tri-Fighter should be a C. I just again contrast. I just don't like it as much as the stuff in B. As a second thing in B, I'd say make that a C. Maybe a high C, but I don't think it earns
I would agree with that. Yeah.
It's not far off, but yeah.
I don't know. I think other than that, I might be good.
See, in general, I would just move both the Naboos down one mark. I can agree that the one in S should be an A, but I just think that one should be in B. I just don't think it, and I don't think the one in S deserves an S. It's just, they're just so boring in comparison to everything else in S. It's nice, but it's just not S material.
I disagree.
I know you do, but I would have put the one down to
this one down.
Okay, if that's a compromise, I will.
So.
No, if you want to keep that as S, if that's the compromise,
No, it's fine.
No, seriously, if that's the compromise, I'm happy to keep that as an S because I think the other one should be a B. If you want to make that
it's
S,
fine.
Oh, okay.
I know why you're saying it, so it's fine. I disagree, but
Okay.
it's fine.
Do we still think that first one in B should be in B? I'm 50-50. I'm fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't think it deserves an A quite.
No, I don't. No, that's what I mean. If it should be a C or a B.
Oh, I don't think it should be a C.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's good where that is.
Does the police ship deserve to be in C or should it be in D? 'Cause it's sort of interesting, but sort of dull at the same time. Again, I'm torn. I'll decide.
I think C is good for it, actually. I like it. I like the design quite a bit.
Okay. And if you want to move the carrier down, the trade version down to a D, go for it. I'm not going to fight on that. That's on you. The one you're on right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, there's some interesting things going on here now.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think that's where my head's at. With some compromises in place. Which is good. Anything else stand out? Are we...
Nothing's grabbing me. Kind of like it the way it is.
It's way more balanced now.
Yes. 100%.
Okay, are we doing it? We're locking it in?
We will lock this in as the final.
Okay.
It's final.
So we have 5 S's. We have Bounty Hunter, Naboo, Starfighter, random SGI freighter cargo, and original Y-wing. So pretty broad round of, but for the most part, sort of sleek. They're actually quite different. I wouldn't necessarily say there's a pattern there. I guess just characterful. I guess. I don't know. Personal preference, I guess, for all of us.
Yeah.
A is all great, but doesn't quite get the iconic stats, I guess, of S. Is the logic. They'll have something that doesn't quite work, but they're all really good. B is a broad spectrum of works pretty well, but not perfect. But for the most part, all work. C is we have problems, but we like them fine, with a broad variety of different reasons. I think that's the broad spectrum of good, bad, yeah. D, there's a reason for it to be in D, but we don't hate them, mostly. But they're just, I guess, weaker designs. That's fair to say, just weaker.
Yes,
and
could be improved upon.
Yeah,
they're just lacking.
Yeah, just lacking. And F is just, we just don't think they deserve to be on this list in the same way.
That's fair.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Now, do you hate us for this change? Because we changed a few things.
Probably.
So while you guys let us know, you want to know. Final results on the poll. Very interesting. There's a discussion right at the start about the prequels, about how they are now, time has passed, etc. And those kids that were kids are now middle-aged, older. Do you think the prequels were? The decent stonking winner is good compared to the sequels, as the overall sentiment, 47%, which I definitely am in that camp, followed by a substantial margin, 21%, better with time, they've improved, which they've not actually changed, but I guess they have technically changed by George Lucas, but no, they have changed. Very close by, always good, and the lowest by a substantial margin, Stuart, always bad at 13, so no one hates them here.
That's good.
Pretty much. Very interesting, yeah. Very interesting.
I don't hate any of them either.
No.
One Star Wars movie I hate.
Yeah. And that hate will flow through you.
But it's not the last of my hate. I have more hate for other things, but yeah.
All right. Cool. That's fun. Sweet.
Yeah, it was. Much different than I thought it would turn out.
Yeah. And way more different designs. My goodness. I mean, the variety is just crazy. The sequels will not be the same. That'll be a much shorter one, so jump in. And then we'll do because it's been reasonably popular, we'll do a Legends, which you will be suggesting things as we go. There's ton of stuff, right? Like, that'll be a case of, we've got this selection, throw us a comic idea, that's fine, that'll be up. And then we'll do best of the best. But we have to be brutally honest, right? Is an S from this era as good as an S from the sequel or an S from the original? They can't all be S's, right? If we take S and A, there'll be a lineup and we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, well,
cool.
There we go.
All right, beautiful.
Thank you guys for tuning in and for participating. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
And we will be doing another one of these very shortly. Don't even know when. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow?
We'll find out when you find out. Almost.
We'll find out first, then they'll find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you for joining us, guys. Have yourselves a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys. We got a lot going on later this week, as you guys know, as always. So you'll see us then. So until then, he is Commander Crackings.
He's got a Foley.